Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lisa's List. I'm Lisa Patterson with Daniel Ravenel Sotheby's International Realty in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina. And I thought it would be fun to reach out to some of my interior designer friends, and we're going to talk about interior design today. And I have Debbie from Designs by Imagine That. Welcome, Debbie. I'm glad you're doing this today.
Hey, Lisa. It's an honor. It's an honor to do this with you.
So I'm going to tell you a little fun tidbit is Debbie and I actually met on social media on Instagram, and that's how we met. And then my house was on home tour and she came there and we got to meet in person and we've stayed in touch. And Debbie also does a guest blog spot on my website under Lisa's Luxury Design, and you can go read her blogs and get her contact information, but I will have all her information at the end of the video so you can reach out to her. So Debbie, when I am showing houses, most of my clients never have a vision for a house. And I'm sure you run into that in your business.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. They have their ideas are, well, they have an idea for a house. They'll bring in several, like a farmhouse or or eclectic or traditional. They want to put them all together.
Yeah, that it's so, and so I'm just going to ask you a few questions because everybody wants to know about design. Everybody loves working on their houses, and then you have the people who just don't even know where to start, and that's why you should be calling Debbie. But we're going to try to get a few of her secrets out of her today. So the number one question, nobody has an inspiration most of the time for a room. So how do you come up with an inspiration for a room?
Well, I get to know my client. I get to know them. I talk to them. I find out what they like, what they don't like, what colors they hate, what colors they love, what they see, what they think they want in there. Sometimes they don't know what they want. So just talking to them and then seeing their home, if it's a one room, if it's an entire home, just really get to know them. And I go from there. I go from there with the colors, with the design pattern.
Yeah, and I think too, and maybe you can be a little helpful in this. I know I always want to live in my space for a little while to see how I'm going to use it. And a lot of people want to rush and just like, oh, I want to decorate this right now. But I mean, I just think that people need to live in the space and figure out how they're going to use it first. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. If they are doing it themselves, they do wind up like having a disaster because they try to get it all done. They'll get the draperies made. They'll, bring in the front, and then nothing goes to. Yeah, I think you should. I agree. You need to live in there a little bit.
So the second question is, what is the biggest mistake you think people do when they're decorating?
They go in and they think colors match. They think they go to a furniture store and the guy there just sells them on all sort, and it winds up looking like the furniture store. Or they call in someone to do, their countertops or they wind up, they'll call me and say, it looks like a train wreck. Can you help me?
That's funny.
Basically or sometimes I will, when they hire me, they'll like something and they'll love this rug and they'll think this is great, this is wonderful. So sometimes I'll let them go ahead and get it and then see that no, it doesn't work, and then they'll let me roll. It's those harder ones, that yeah.
So what do you think about trends? Because we've gone in design, we hear about trends all the time. I know I put stuff out on my social media because we hear about, oh, this is a kitchen trend of this year, and this is the paint color for this year. What do you really think when it comes down to decorating and about trends?
I think we need to decorate our homes like who we are and not wind up with all the trends. I mean, you can do it classy. You can do it now. You can do it without. But if you want to go with the trends, I'll go with the trends too. Like the grays are going out now, and then but I think it's your home too. So if it's a home downtown, you want to roll with the tradition of that home. So it depends on where your home is and where you're at. But and people are always telling me, well, I don't want to redesign this house and it's out of style in 20 years. It will be.
Exactly. Might be out in 5 years. So,
I know, right?
so when someone's decorating, um, there's always pieces that you really need to invest in. And what do you advise people? What is something when they're doing a room is probably the most important thing that they really need to invest in?
Depends on the room. Depends on you're talking about a living room, or you're talking about dining room, or what. I think say it's the living room and all. I think the lighting is important. Um the the rug's important. I think a lot of times they spend way more money on certain things that they don't need to.
Yeah.
um
Well, it's like when I'm doing rooms, I think about, like you talking about lighting and rugs, especially rugs, because a lot of times you can use them in another room. Um,
mhm.
Certain pillows I will spend a lot on because, I can take them away, bring them back, take them to another room, take them to another house, even.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or artwork. You can always move that around. Take it to another house, move it to a different room. Oh, I'm doing that now where I'm moving rugs around. Rugs can be expensive. So I'm moving them around, you know, putting one upstairs in a bedroom. It's in the living room now. Has a lot of pinks in it. I'm like, oh, we should do that for the bedroom. So yeah, you can do that.
Well, yes, if you invest in good pieces, you can move them around and you can take them to another house. And
Yes.
I think people don't always think about that. And, and as I said, when we go into houses, they don't always have a vision. So I'm always telling them, especially here in Charleston, there's people here to help you with all of this stuff. And so, and then this is kind of a little out of your realm. I know you don't do a lot of this, but I love to let my clients know, especially when they're selling their home, and I think you can back me up on this, is is it worth the money to have a professional come in and tweak and stage your house?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes. There are so many things that stager knows that what they can put in that house, what they can take away from that house. And the ordinary person has no idea how to stage that, how to make it work and make it just wow when that prospective buyer comes in.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Debbie. I appreciate you doing this. And I'm going to have Debbie's information at the end of the video. Make sure to go on my website and visit her blog. And until next time, on Lisa's List.